8:48 this morning. All right, you just moved into a new place. You love almost everything about it, but one thing you don't like, the walls are horrible. It's a color you don't like. There are smudges on the wallway, and you would love to change the color and liven it up. Well, what if your landlord says, no, you can't? The Fox 5 real estate expert, John Adams, he's here. And you know what? I've been in this situation before. I think a lot of people have.
Yeah.
What can you do if you want to paint it?
Well, you can ask permission is the problem. And if the landlord says no, then the landlord says no. You're welcome to paint if you want, but there's a price to pay.
What kind of price?
Well, potentially, you signed a lease, and that lease says that when you give back the property, it'll be in the same condition that it was at the time you moved in, normal wear and tear accepted.
Well, that should be a reason to paint the walls. What if you feel like, hey, painting it's just going to make the place look better, you know, wear and tear?
Well, that's sort of a matter of personal preference, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, you know, that's great if you have a real good sense of color and so forth. But let's say I've had tenants that wanted to do this. They called and said, Mr. Adams, can we paint the ceilings gloss black?
That could be interesting.
Well, it was interesting, but the answer is no. And if people pick a color that the landlord feels is simply inappropriate or will make it difficult to rent later, then they can deduct from the security deposit the entire cost of repainting to get it back to that ugly off-white color, that eggshell that we see so often.
The standard beige that works for everybody, right?
Yeah. Well, the reason they select that, Constance, is it doesn't clash with anything.
All right.
So it makes no statement. We buy it in 55-gallon drums.
So what if I'm okay with losing my deposit with all of this? You know, I just go forward with it?
No, unfortunately, if the cost of repainting, putting it back the way that it was, exceeds your security deposit, the landlord can and probably will come after you for the difference and sue you, and that can ruin your credit. Yes.
Just to paint the walls.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you know, people think, well, this is part of normal maintenance, isn't it? Unfortunately, it's not. And if you make that decision to go ahead and paint, you're welcome to do it, but there are consequences. It may cost you. You know, the smarter thing to do is to talk to your landlord ahead of time, and if they're reasonable, maybe you can agree with the landlord on a color of paint that maybe is not as dramatic as you want.
Not gloss black.
No.
All right, John, thank you so much. All right, guess what? Our real estate expert is here. You have a chance to chat with him online. John will be answering questions on our Fox 5 Atlanta Facebook page for the next hour, so make sure you log in and talk with him. All right, our time now is